And you guys thought I'd wait another 2 months before uploading again. Oh, and by the way, new Discord is up and running. Do I do fun scheduled events like tournaments or watch parties or gameplay with subs? No, but we do have Harrison Ford as a mod, so what more could you possibly want? Alright, so one of the most overdue guides of all of guide history, Leia, my current favorite light side blaster. The E11, you guys. Oh my lord.
No, I know. But he can.
But before we kick things off, I've got some bad news, you guys. So the vid that I worked so hard on last time, it got limited ads because I said the F word in the first 30 seconds. And you guys know me, I like money. A guy's gotta eat, right? Not just me, I've got a family of 7 to feed. Tony, Twitchy, Itchy, Kyle, Chad, and my lawfully cheating wife Veronica. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut the swearing in this video completely. It's out of my hands, you guys. We'll get through this. Trust me, it's gonna...
Fuck! Easy money.
Well, anywho, in today's XP guide, we have Princess Leia, a hero who's had some pretty significant alterations since launch. Some for the better, like the addition of thermal detonators to her kit and health inside her shield. And some changes I'm not the biggest fan of at all.
Bitches! You bitches!
Her E11 absolutely liquefies every penis on the dark side, and her grenades rival the crowd control of Han Solo. So you want to max out Leia ASAP. What, you only have a day to grind, really? Well, you're in luck. Here's what I did. So in co-op, there's 3 really good maps for Leia. Kessel, the Death Star 2, and Endor. If your Leia is level 25 and you want 975 levels in 24 hours of total game time, all you need to do is play 125 games of Kessel on triple XP using the strat in this video. Now, unless you are a maniac or have nothing else going on in your daily life, it's gonna take you a little bit more than a day. Honestly, it's not healthy at all to do this in one sitting, but it is doable. On the Death Star, it can be a little less consistent than Kessel, but it can be even more lucrative given the right circumstances. And finally, I'll be going over Endor. And for those of you who watched the Han video, you know of the infinite round strat, and that shit works even better for Leia than it does for Han. So Leia mains, it is now time to drink from the pool of XP. For star cards, you should be running Rebel Heart, Relentless Firing, and Fearless. With this loadout, we're increasing the splash damage of her grenades, extending the duration of her E11, and giving ourselves damage reduction while using the E11. For my soldier sensitivity, I'm going 68 regular and 49 zoomed. Alright, so Kessel is an offensive map, so every time we capture an objective with Leia, we'll be getting 3000 XP. It's important to buy her as fast as possible, because phase 1 can be actually really generous in terms of XP. But first, you'll want to come in guns blazing. Chances are enemies will be thin as is, so make good use of your E11, and make sure to hold back your grenades for this hallway. You'll know when to use them. Your radar will flash red, and you'll see a huge group of guys bunched up in there. If you get more than one of these wipes on phase 1, you're sitting pretty lucky. But if things are that locked down, you should be moving on to phase 2, and for this, we'll be guarding objective A. But after this zone is secure, guard this hall at the end with your life, because when the enemies spawn again, you're going to want to get those 10 kills with your grenades. And if there are still enemies left over, your E11 can finish the job quite nicely. Right after you clear them out, it can be good to just swing back to A and get that extra 500 XP for capping on the objective. But once it is captured, do not waste any time. Enemies will spawn on phase 3 right as phase 2 is completed. So get in there, drop a few grenades, and return to the inbound zone. Make sure to be placing squad shields on objectives to get that healing XP. This phase is pretty simple too. When enemies spawn, throw grenades down this hallway, then quickly run and gun mid. It sounds pretty obvious, but headshots are really important here. It's close quarters and stormtroopers are going to be hitting a lot of their shots. So if you're not 100% cracked, place shields to your benefit before going wacko mode. Now after this objective is captured, you need to be positioned in the rightmost hallway. This is a great angle for your first grenade barrage, and it's a great way to start drilling at the enemy heroes. Getting stunned here is pretty bad, as there's only one objective and a lot of guys. We don't get an extra 3000 XP for capping this objective, so it's best to prolong it as much as you can. And that probably won't work out well for you if you're killing them by the 20s each time, but don't worry, you'll still be getting a ton of points here. Just know that if your teammates are rushing in and getting themselves killed, it's a good thing, because that means more grenade kills for you. If you guys are positioned on the objective and waiting for the next spawn, stand here and when the radar flashes red, wait a beat, then throw all 3 grenades down this hallway to clear them out, Then put your full E11 attention on your right side. Make sure to be stationed on the objective as well, because you'll get an extra 50 points for each kill. I truly think that Leia is the goddess of Kessel, and as long as you pull this off, you'll be walking away with around 60 to 70,000 XP. If you get lucky with the last phase, however, that number goes up into the 80s and even into the 90s sometimes. Onto the Death Star. It's an offensive map just like the last one, so we need to get Leia as fast as possible. Phase 1 is really easy, so just sit at objective A with your buddies and cover this hallway. Only 5 to 10 guys can come out of here, and it's nothing your grenades or E11 can't handle. But for phase 2, take this route. From here we'll be overlooking both objectives, and it'll be up to you to place your grenades wherever you want. I like to place them in the trenches to the right, then E11 objective A. After the ranks are sufficiently thinned, sprint down to B and watch this hallway. It's a pretty large spawn, so make sure to take advantage of it with your grenades. Then use your E11 to shake off any lingering around the objectives. This can be pretty intense for your teammates, so make sure to place a shield at the objective as well. After capture, move up these stairs and dive headfirst into objective A. Push with your grenades and E11. Cover is a bit sparse here, but it's exactly what your shield is for. You can even take the hallways to your left and attempt an ambush. There's going to be a hero here as well, so keep that in mind. When the radar glows red again, aim here and throw your grenades. Pop E11 and shave off the left side. Then turn your attention to this room, as they can flood out of here as well. After capture, make your way towards the very right side of the map. Our goal is to draw out the Vaders and Mauls and eliminate them. This is best done by throwing grenades at their feet, breaking their blocks with E11, and shooting them in the back of the head when they're going for your teammates. Be very respectful towards Vader though, because he knows exactly when to choke you from maximum distance. And if you're being choked while he's deflecting blaster shots, you're basically Swiss fucking cheese. This phase can last forever if you leave a stormtrooper under these stairs to contest. As long as you or your teammates leave him alive, this can be an infinite pool just like Endor. But even though that strategy is a bit unreliable for solo players, it's still a nutty objective. It's very easy for your teammates to lose health pushing onto this objective, so make sure to have a squad shield placed for their HP and for your XP. If you feel like winning the match, place a few grenades down here and scour the objective with your E11. This is their big spawn, so make sure to get some grenades back here when you can. But if you're successfully locking down this objective and you capture, you should get a nice bit of XP. After 10 minutes of decent throws, E11s, and a decent 4th phase contest, you can get anywhere from 60 to 80,000 XP. But if you're with your friends and you leave the Death Trooper under the stairs, you can be there for hours if you want. And now on to Endor, the most fun you can have with Leia. Okay, so unlike some of the other Rebel heroes on this map, Leia can get a consistent 60 to 70,000 XP on this map after 10 minutes, not even counting the potential infinite Phase 4 contest. Again, this is an offensive map, so sweat your ass off as a trooper and spawn in as Leia for that extra juice.
Next time, baby.
Head right to objective B and make sure to plant a shield at the back of the objective for cover. It's a bit dangerous to be a blaster here, but as Leia we can take it. The E11 is your best friend here, and it's imperative to go for headshots. As you're capturing, make sure to bottle cap the spawns to the left with grenades placed here. And after that it should be easy money. For phase 2, you want to be wherever the AT-ST isn't, but sometimes the AT-ST will have a stroke and will have zero goddamn clue where it is.
Oh, look at him choke!
I always start with heading down into objective A, leading with her auto aim, secondary fire, and grenades. If there's no AT-ST, it's a very easy cap, but if there is, head to objective B. They're pretty clustered here, so this is a simple cap as well. A lot can spawn down here, so make sure you're popping grenades. For phase 3, it's the same idea as phase 2. Be wherever the ATST is not. Except this time, you'll have to watch out for the enemy heroes. Objective A gives you a nice bird's eye view of the entire battlefield. And Objective B gives you more of a cluster of enemies, so it's really up to you. Upon completion of Phase 3, you do not want to waste any time. Enemies will be retreating into the next objective, so catch as many as you can while you follow. Head left into this hallway. Your first goal is to completely secure the top of this objective. Once it's clear, place a shield right here. What this does is it helps out your teammates on top and protects the enemies below the platform, which is what we want if we want to contest the area for a long time. As long as we're up here, and they're down there, the game can go on endlessly. And here's what you can do. You can throw grenades down occasionally, cover these 2 spawns on top,
Leia to command. No sightings. Done? No? Fly.
and get huge XP bonuses for healing your teammates up here. There's only 2 things that can foil our plans. 1, your teammate choosing somebody like Luke, rushing in and killing everyone below. Or a Vader up top, pushing us off the objective. It is very likely he'll push you off the objective. However, if you back up into this corner, you'll see that you're out of bounds. Vader cannot see you for as long as you're here, so use this window to land some good headshots. Keep in mind though that troopers can still see you, so you're not completely out of the woods. But if you don't get an insane overtime game, don't worry. If you're doing these things as Leia, it's just as good if not better than the other maps. If you have really sucky teammates, or you have 3 friends just sitting on top protecting you, it's literally up to you how long you want to spend on this match. The longest I've played here by myself was 2 hours, and I quit because I was hungry. So if you guys are off the chain, have food at the ready, and are willing to spend all day in one match with your friends, your levels will engorge beyond the laws of physics. And with that being said, guys, it is time to bring this video to a close. Deeply hope the video and this info helped you and gets you some levels with Leia. And be sure to let me know if there's any strats I missed. I didn't miss a fucking thing, but a comment never hurts the algorithm. My guy Lando is next in line, so keep an eye out for that video. Alright, get the hell out of here and start grinding. I'm gonna go make some soup.